if you want to take the island. Because I'm going to tell you something today that might shake your bones. Most people aren't tired. They're just disconnected. Disconnected from their purpose. Disconnected from the power they already have inside them. And if you're feeling exhausted, drained, or like you're always rolled fault, you've been conditioned to survive, not to THRV. What if I told you that almost Lamati inside you? What if there was a switch? A code, a ritual, a set of habits that could bring it to life every single day. Today, I give you that code. Louder! Say hours! Hell yes! Let me ask you something. How do you score your phone before your feet even hit before? Do you scroll, swipe, sink in other people's priorities just to breathe? If that's you, don't worry. You're not alone. Most people start their day reactive, not intentional, and that single decisive shapes the trajectory of your energy, focus, and emotional state for the entire day. See, the first 20 minutes of your day are not Jews. They're a sacred window, a golden gateway where your mind, body, and nervous system are in their most impressionable state. It's like wet cement. Whatever gets stage B stuck, your energy, your mood, your decisions, your belief in yourself, they all grow roots right there. Think about this. Have you ever had a morning where small went wrong? You spilled coffee, got a snarky email, or hit traffic, and it snowballed. The whole day just fell off. That's icons, hearts, and chaos. It keeps looking for more chaos. When your morning begins in stress, your brain gets hijacked by cortisol. Maybe that was story. And the worst part, you think that's, but here's the truth. You are not a victim of your day. You are the designer of it. Imagine instead that your morning began diffing up, not to the noise of the world, to your own breath. You open your eyes, take a deep inhale, and feel the oxygen charging your body, lots of water, not coffee, because your cells are thirsty after hours without hydration. Just for a minute. Jumping in place, shaking out yesterday's energy, you breathe again, this time with purpose. You close your eyes and think about 3 grateful for. You don't scroll, you center. You don't react, you reset. You don't absorb noise, you create sound. That's a ritual. And rituals rewire your brain, your body, and your energy systems. Let me give you a real life example. The first average life, constantly tired. The first thing he did every morning, alarm blares, phone in hand, 10 minutes on emails, 20 minutes at the kitchen for coffee. He said he felt like he was always playing catch up, always a step behind. No matter early he woke up, but when hermeneutics, his life changed. No phone, just water, breath, movement, and mindset. Within 2 weeks, he felt alive, clearer, more focused. He said, I feel like myself I didn't even know existed. That's not magic. That's alignment. That's owning your state before, let's look at the science behind it. Right after waking, your brain is in a theta alpha. Brainwipe, same state you entered during deep meditation or hypnosis. It's highly programmable. Whatever you focus on becomes your mental print sum for the day. If you input stress, distraction, or comparison, guess what? That's what you carry all day. But if you input gratitude, intention, and program your body for power, even your body craves this rhythm. Overnight, your body goes into a deep restorative phase. Your cortisol rise naturally. It's called the cortisol awakening response. But if you had a flood of stress from your way, you spike your nervous system, and then you crash. That's why so many people feel tired before 10 a.m. Not because they didn't sleep, but because they didn't wake well. So what can you do starting tomorrow? Create a sacred space for your first 20 minutes. It doesn't have to be long. It just has a quick ritual to try. Hydrate immediately. Keep a glass or bottle of water by your bed. Add lemon and a pinch of sea salt in and starts your organs, starts energy production. Move your body 200 minutes, threads of light movement, jumping jacks, yoga, shaking, push-ups, anything to get blue with purpose. Try 1 minute of deep breathing in through your nose for 4, hold 4, out for 4, hold for 4. Gratitude practice, think a threeple, the moments you're grateful for. Let the emotion rise, state your intentions, ASCII. What do I want to feel today? Who do I want to be today? This makes a compound effect. Day by day, you stop being owned by life and start owning it. Your energy no longer becomes dependent people. It becomes self-generated. Because here's the truth, how you start your day is how you live your life. The first 20 minutes are your foundation, your amplifier. Most people wait for energy to find them. The greats, they build it. starting the moment they wake up. So starting tomorrow, let the word of the invite into your mind. Start with you. You don't need more hours in the day. You need to master the minutes that matter most, and you will own your energy. Let me break a myth right now. Most peak around a jish, foggy, unmotivated, and irritable. They're not tired. They're not lazy. They're not broken. Maybe they're just dehydrated. And the crass part, I know it. Hydration is the most underrated energy source on the planet. We spend hundreds, even thousands, on supplements, energy drinks, and complements for the most fundamental, powerful tool for daily energy that's sitting right in front of us. Water, but that energy in the back of water. Your brain, about 75% water. Your muscles, around 70% water. Your blood, 90%. Even your bones, hard as they feel, Kanoi water is not a luxury or life force. Now think about your typical day. Be honest, you wake up groggy. What's the first thing you reach for? Maybe some toast or cereal, but do reach for water. Most people don't, and what happens next is predictable. By 10 a.m., you're feeling slow, irritated, a second coffee. By noon, your energy is tanking. You think you need more food, more sugar, maybe a nap. What your body is really asking for, and here's the sciencing, just a 2% drop in hydration can reduce your cognitive function, memory, and focus. A 3% drop. You start feeling dizzy, fatty, physical performance tank at 10%, you can collapse. That's not a joke. It's a warning sign your bone breaking down, but we don't collapse. We adapt. We drag ourselves through the day thinking this is normal. It's not normal. Let me tell you about a man I worked with, mid-40s, busy entrepreneur, father of two. Every time I saw him, he looked half alive. He told me I'm tired all the time. I eat clean. I go to the gym. I get decent sleep. I asked him, how much water do you drink? His coffee in the morning, maybe a glass at lunch. I smiled. We changed one thing. Just one. I told him, start your day with 1 liter of Wait Whim for 304 more throughout the day. And sea salt for minerals. And lemon if you want to kick. 3 weeks. Tony, I feel like I've been upgraded to a new version of myself. More focus. Better sleep. No more afternoon crashes. All from water. This one tells you. Energy doesn't come from magic. It comes from meeting your body's needs consistently. So here's what happens when you hydrate. Like brain fires faster. Neurons are surrounded by fluid. Hydration sharpens your thoughts like a blade. Your digestion improves. Water helps break down food and move, and more bloating, sluggishness, or discomfort. Your joints thank you. Cartilage is made of water. Hydration for your movement. Your energy levels stabilize. No more crashing. No more roller coaster fatigue. Your mood lifts. Maybe the hydration regulates neurotransmitters, where you're more prone to anxiety and depression. That's not opinion. That's physiology. Now let's talk daily life. If you're waking tart for caffeine without hydrating first, it's like revving a dry engine. Coffee is a diuretic. It pulls water from your system. So you're not just waking up dehydrated, you're making it worse. The best way to counter this, hydrate before you caffeine it. Make a water before that first cup of coffee, and not just plain water. Add a pinch of sea salt and a squeeze of fresh lemon. That combo gives your cells electroabsorb the water more effectively. It's like flipping the switch on your internal power grid. Make hydration a ritual. Keep a bottle of water with you wherever you need to. Your brain will fight it first. It'll say, I'm not thirsty. But thirst is a lagging signal. By the time you feel thirsty, you for the signal. Leave the system. And yes, I hear people say, but Tony, I don't want to be peeing all day. Let me tell you, loose your system isn't a problem. It's a sign that your body is working. That's detox. That's metabolism. That's health in motion. Better go to then to walk around drained and defeated. So if you take one thing from this, just one shift, let it be this. Water is energy. Water is clarity. Water starts a day with hydration, not hesitation. Because how you treat your body sends a signal to every cell. We're ready. We're alive. Let's go. This isn't about drinking more water, just check a box. It's about living at your peak, tapping into a deeper current of vitality you forgot existed. And it starts with the simplest, most frank, like a beast, live like a lion. Your energy, the real powerful electric energy you crave, is just a glass away. Let's talk truth. Real raw, no excuse energy. If you want to wake up lit from the inside out, focused, powerful, and unstoppable, you've got to stop eating like starting like you're here to dominate. Most people eat to satisfy cravings, to numb emotions, to fill silence, or simply out of habit. They're feeding their mission. And that small distinction, feeding these, maybe that was your old fueling, is the invisible line between a life that soars. You don't put low-grade fuel in a jet and expect it to break the sound barrier. So why do we fuel our bodies, the most sophisticated machines on earth, with chemicals, sugar, processed garbage, and expect to feel amazing? Your food is not just fuel, it's information. It speaks direct to your brain. Every bite you take either lights you up or drags you down. It's not neutral. It's not casual. Food is a message. And the question I was sending your body every single day. Now here's the part most people miss, and it's not just about the calories. It's about the quality. You can eat 2,000 calories of clean, nutrient-rich food, and the difference in how you feel, perform, and recover is night and day. Let me give you a real-life example. There at one of my events, mid-30s, ambitious, working a high-stress job, and training for her first triathlon. She came to me frustrated. Tony, I'm working out, I'm pushing hard, but I'm always tired. Hit a wall at 3 p.m. every day, and I have to drag myself through the resell. Her meals looked like breakfast, a bagel with cream cheese and coffee. Lunch sandwich, maybe chips, another coffee. Dinner pasta, maybe a glass of wine on paper. It looks normal. But her body wasn't just under-fueled. It was being fed garbage information. Insulin was on a roller coaster, her mitochondria, the energy factories inside every cell, were operating at a fraction of their capacity. We made a few shifts. We didn't count nutrients, swapped out processed for healthy fats, replaced sugar with berries, added greens, protein, hydration, and cut down caffeine. Within 2 weeks, I feel like my body is finally saying thank you. This isn't about being perfect. Maybe that was being aligned. Eat in a way that serves needs, not your emotional habits. Let's be real. The world makes it easy to eat like crap. Walk down any street and you're surrounded by fake foods, fried oils, and artificial everything. But that food, it's a trap. It hijacks your brain, inflames your gut, and creates a cycle of cravings that keep you tired, distracted, and dependent. Want more energy? You've got to break the loop. Start by this food for every meal. Is this going to feed my fatigue or fuel my fire? High energy foods are simple. You don't need a degree in nutrition. You're both eat real, leafy greens, wild caught grass-fed meats, berries, avocados, nuts, seeds, olive oil, sweet potatoes, fermented foods for gut health. These are what your ancestors thrived on. They give your body raw materials to produce real energy, not the fake 5-minute spike from sugar. And don't the energy drinks or protein bars are the solution. Those are just more processed foods wearing a fitness disguise. Your body wasn't designed in a lab, wasn't made in a one. Also, timing matters. Slamming heavy, carb-loaded meals in the middle of the day, RG crash. Eat for sustained release, not shock and crash. That means protein and fat in the morning. Balance carbs later. And keeping portion sizes sane. You stop treating it like one. There's a moment every day. Maybe around lunchtime, maybe in the evening. When your energy dips, you're in that voice. Just grab something quick. You're too busy to cook. You've had a long day. You deserve this. That voice wants comfort. But what truly want underneath it all is power. And power doesn't come from candy bars, takeout, or processed snacks. It comes from mastering your choices. Where you think clearly, move faster, sleep deeper, and lead stronger. The most successful, energized, high-performing people on the plane don't. They excellent. So stop feeding the fatigue, feeling your future. Food is not just fuel. It's momentum and momentum. It's energy in motion. The way is either building your future or slowly stealing it. You want limitless energy. Start by respecting what you put on your plate. Because once you get this, once you eat in your mission, your energy stops being unpredictable. It becomes unshakable. Let me ask you something straight from we decide that moving our bodies was optional, that it was something we only do in a gym. Maybe that was story wearing matching outfits and holding the way movement became a chore, something we have to do. But here's the truth that will shoot optional if you want to feel truly alive. Movement is a biological requirement for energy, clarity, and emotional stability. We've been always sit in school, sit in cars, sit on the coach. The average person spends more than 10 hours a day sitting. That's not just an activity, just bad for your back or your waistline. It literally drains your life force. your lymphatic system, your blood circulation, your rampant on movement. Without it, you don't just feel slow. You become slow. But here's the beautiful part. You don't need to become a gym rat. You were a third. Crush 2-hour workouts to feel amazing. What you need is strategic movement throughout the day that reset your physiology, ignite your brain, and keep your energy flowing like a river. Let me give you a daily life example. High-level executive, top of his field, razor-sharp mind, but by 2 p.m., he was fried, couldn't think clearly. Slouch in meetings, pounding coffee just he had a mental fatigue issue. But the truth, he wasn't moving at all. We didn't overhaul his diet. We didn't change his sleep. We just every 90 minutes, that's it. Jumping jack, air squats, deep breathing with movement, walking while on calls, standing desk stretches. Within 2 weeks, he said, it's like my brain is finally working again. And the best part, he didn't go to the gym once. He just made movement part of his life. Strategic movement. It's not just about fitness, it's about freedom. When you move, you send energy to your brain. You pump oxygen, you deliver nutrients, you beat neurotransmitters like dopamine and serotonin, you shift your emotional state instantly. You don't need a therapist, a vacation, or another cup of coffee. Sometimes you just need your damn body. Have you ever had a moment when you felt stuck, mentally frozen? And then you took a walk, and suddenly everything made sense. That's how the body was designed. Movement unlocks momentum. The greatest leaders, creatives, and entrepreneurs in history used move weapon. Steve Jobs was famous for walking meetings. Tony Robbins does his power moves before every event. Richard Branson swears by regular movement. They know the truth motion creates emotion. When your body is stagnant, your thoughts get heavy, even just a little. You would just urge clarity, a new idea, renewed spirit. So how do you make this work in your own life? You start small. Set a timer on your phone for every 90 miles. Stand up, do 20 jumping jacks. Walk to get water. Do a 2-minute dance break. Stretch your arms to the ceiling. Shake out your body like an animal. It's source powerful. You're not just moving your muscles. You're rebooting your nervous system. If you work at a desk, use it as a cue. Every email you sell is the email you saw. Take it while walking. Every Netflix episode. Earn the next one with 30 squats. Stack movement into your habits. Because here's the thing. The more you create, you're not losing energy when you move, you're generating it. Your body is a kinetic engine. It builds power through motion. You're not going to show up, you make it happen. I've seen people come into my seminars dragging their feet, heads low, looking like life has just drained intentional movement, clapping, bouncing, breathing deeply. Their glowing's bright. Hearts open, ready to roar. Why? Because we got there more. This is your invitation to get off autopilot. To stop treating your body like a machine your whole time. Your body is not a machine. It's a miracle. And miracles need motion. Every time you sit for hours without all shut down, every time you stand, stretch, or dance, you say, let's go. I'm alive. I'm here for more. So what will you choose? Have a health scare. Don't wait until your energy crashes completely. Don't wait until you're sick and tired of being now. Shift now. Rise now. Strategic movement isn't just an energy habit. It's a declaration. A statement that says, I refuse to be a prize to body. I was built to move, to feel, to rise. You don't need permission. You don't need equipment. You just need to decide right now to met the energy depends on it. Because it does. Let's cut through the noise for old stereotypes. You're probably breathing just enough to survive, not to thrive. And that's a huge problem. You see, breath is life. It's the first thing you enter this world and the last thing you do when you leave, yet somehow in the rest of everyday life. The deadlines, the stress, the distractions. We forget that somatic as breathing is the very foundation of our energy, our focus, our presence, and even our power. Let me say this loud and clear. You don't make your breath. You're leaking energy all day long. You're not tired because you're over, because your body is under-oxygenated. Take a second right now. Put your hand on your chest. Breathe in. Did your chest rise? That means you're high, like someone in survival mode. That kind of breathing tells your nervous system, we're under attack. Stay tense, stay alert, burn energy fast. And so you're buoyant in fight or flight if you're just answering emails. Now place your hand on your belly. Breathe in again, deeper this time. Feel a powered chest That's how a calm, powerful, present human being breathes. That's how a warrior breathes. Your breath is the remote control to your nervous that determines whether you live in survival or in strength. Let me share a real story. A young man came to one of my CMAs and disconnected. He said, "Tony, I've tried everything. More sleep, more supplements, even meditation apps, nothing works. I still get always running on empty." I looked at him and asked,
"What's your breathing?"
He gave me a code wasn't even on his radar. So I walked him through one simple exercising 3 rounds of deep rhythmic breathing in through the nose, powerful and intentional. After just 2 minutes, his whole posture changed. He looked brighter, taller, more alive. He said, "I can't believe how different I feel." I didn't realize how shallow I was breathing. That's the moment most people wake up, when they realize their energy wasn't broken, it was just blocked. And the breath is the key to a moment. Your breath is your body's delivery system for oxygen. And oxygen is the fuel your mito power plants need to create ATP, which is literally the currency of energy inside your cells. Without oxygen, your cells don't produce energy. It goes even deeper. When you breathe deeply, you stimulate the vagus nerve, which activates your parasympathetic chest and recharge state. This calms your mind, lowers your heart rate, improves digestion, and puts your body to recovery and rebound. That's where real energy lies, not in hyperstimulation, but in nervous system regulation. So here's the truth. Breath is not just a physical act, it's a spiritual bridge. It's the fastest way to change your state from chaos to clarity, from tension to confidence, from fatigue to you need more caffeine. You need more oxygen. And here's the best part, it's free. You don't need a gym. You don't need an app. You just need to remember to come back to the breath. I teach people a simple tool that you can do anywhere. In your car, before a meeting, at your desk, even in. It's called box breathing, and it's what Navy SEALs use in high-pressure combat zones to stay calm and sharp. Breathe in 4 seconds. Hold again for 4 seconds. Repeat for 4 rounds. Just doing this slows your heart, centers your focus, and resets your internal battery. I call it moment you take control, get back control. Or if you want to wake yourself up, use power breaths, 30 fast, deep breaths through your nose in and out, followed by a breath hold. You'll feel tingling, maybe lightheaded. That's your nervous system or blood becoming saturated with oxygen. Do this in the morning, you won't need coffee. You'll be lit up from within. I had a woman, Jessie, so strong she could barely get through the day. She was on multiple medications. Her energy was flat. And she felt completely disconnected. We didn't start with pills or affirmations. We started with breath. 1 month later, she wrote me a letter. Not only had her anxiety diminished, but she'd felt in years. And all she changed was how she breathed. That's the power you've been carrying this your lungs. So let me ask you again. Are you breathing like a survivor or like a warrior? Every breath is a choice. Choice to come alive, to choice, a center you search that's been hiding underneath the surface. You don't need to do more. You need to breathe better. Right now.
Right where you are. Take a deep breath. Hold it.
Now let it out slow through your mouth. Feel that? That's you coming back online. Do that often enough, and you won't need to chase energy, because when you learn to breathe like a warrior, you don't just survive the day, you own it. Let's talk about something real, something than poor sleep, more than a bad diet, more than sitting too long. I'm talking about the people, the conversations, the environments, the you. And if you're feeling low on energy even after doing all the right things physically, eating well, sleeping more, exercising, chances are this is what's pulling energy or power. These are the energy vampires. You know who I mean? They walk into a room and the air gets heavy. They call. And your stomach knots. They speak. They're always negative, always in drama, always pulling you into their chaos, their problems, their pity party. And here's the catch. They don't have our friends, family, even co-workers you love. But their mindset, their constant complaints, their passive-aggressive tone, it all ends your battery faster than anything else. Your energy is your most precious resource. It's the currency that fuels your focus, your activity, your passion, your ability to lead and love and build and serve. So why on earth would you allow someone to drain without your permission? Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you're carrying a brand new phone with a 100% charge. You're feeling great, ready to take on the way the match from that one person. Open it and instantly feel your energy drop. Suddenly, you're annoyed, tense, maybe even anxious at 70 battery. Now it's at 75%, and you haven't even left the house yet. Then you have a meeting with someone, down to 60%. Later, you listen to a friend rant about everything wrong with the world again. Down to 40%. By the time you get home, you're wondering why you're too tired to pursue your goals, too burnt out to enjoy your family, too numb to feel excited about life. It's not that you lack energy. It's not that the wrong people. This hit home for one of my coaching clients, a high-performing leader, someone who checked all the boxes but was constantly feeling exhausted. We audited his environment. His food was on point. He moved daily. He breathed with intention. But every morning, 30 minutes on the phone with a colleague who constantly complained, gossipy, and brought up problems with no solutions. 30 minutes a day. And it was destroying realize it until we cut it out. 2 weeks without that conversation, and his energy skyrocketed. He didn't need another supplement. He just sleep. He just needed emotional boundaries. You must understand energy is contagious. It flows in every interaction. You absorb it. Even when you're not paying, got to ask yourself, who am I letting in my energetic space? Not everyone deserves access to your inner world. Not every text needs a reply. Not every complaint deserves your ears. And this doesn't mean you stop loving people. It doesn't mean you become cold or Koopy becomes strategic. You protect your energy the way a lion protects its den. With awareness, with strength, with boundaries, you create fighters. You're the people who uplift you, challenge you, celebrate your growth. And you filter out the rest, even online. How many of us scroll through toxic, read the news first thing in the morning, dive into comment sections filled with anger and fear? That's energy too. And it's draining you invisibly day by day. Therefore, you'll be spending your precious life force on problems that aren't even yours. Let's get practical. Here are small shifts that protect your joy. Limit your time around toxic people. If you can't cut them out completely, reduce the frequency or length of your intertories. Say no when you need to. You're not responsible for fixing everyone's emotions. Start your day with silence or inspiration emails, not social media. Be aware of your body. If you feel heavy after talking to someone, pay attention. Your body is telling you something. Surge inner givers, the people who light up when they see you grow, who challenge you with love, who speak vision, not limitation. And here's the most powerful trout, the biggest energy vampire is your own inner voice. That voice that says you're not enough. That keeps replaying past failures. That judges others constantly. There is vulnerability. You've got to tame that voice. You've got to replace it with the place builds, encourages, and expands. Energy isn't just about physical health. It's emotional discipline. It's mental hygiene. It's learning to soar, not aligned with where I'm going, and walking away unapologetically. Maybe you're not here to babysit other people. You are not a sponge for other people's stress. You are here to live fully, love fiercely, lead boldly. And to do that, you need energy that is clean, because focus you like your life depends on it, because it does. Let me tell you something that most people ignore. Sleep is not a luxury. It's your biological power grid. And when you disrespect it, maybe you're cutting off your energy at the sign. You can exercise, you can hydrate, breathe, and protect your peace. But if you're not sleeping like a pro, your body is constantly in energy debt. It compounds. You think you're fine running on 5 hours a night. You slap on some coffee and hustle through. Your nervous system is screaming. Your hormones are out of sync. And your brain is fogged over like what may be crystal clear and high quality sleep is not about how long you're in bed. It's about how well your body and body and reboot during that time. And who gets this better than anyone else? At least. Because their energy, their performance, their sharpness, it all depends on how they 12 hands sleeps 12 hours a day during intense training. Roger Federer's same. Tom Brady is fanatical about his sleep hygiene. Why? Because they know sleep isn't downtime, the body's recovery systems. Yet most people treat it like an afterthought. I'll sleep when I'm dead, they say. No, you'll live like you're half dead, foggy brain, low drive, weak immune system. Zero motivation. Sleep-deprived people are more reactive, less focused, and more prone to burnout. And if you've been snapping at your partner, losing focus at work, dragging yourself through work because you're broken, you're just tired. I had a client once, high-level executive, pushing 16-hour days, crushing goals, but quietly fall, I'm losing my edge. I'm trying everything, supplements, cold showers, gouts, but I still feel flat. He smirked. I get by on 4 or 5 hours. That was the problem. Not his ambition, not his discipline, his sleep. We overhauled it, dialed in his boundaries, introduced recovery rituals. Within 2 weeks, he felt like a new man. His words, I forgot what it felt like to have this natural energy. I didn't know how tired I was until I wasn't anymore. That's the hidden trap. You don't know how drained you are until we normalize exhaustion because it's common. But common isn't optimal. Common is the trap. Optimal is the path. So how do you optimize your sleep like a system? Not just a hope that you'll crash when you're tired. First, you protect the hour before bed like sacred ground. No screens, no stimulation, no late needs time to power down. That blue light from your phone, it blocks melatonin production. It blocks your body. It's time to sleep. So every time you scroll at night, you're delaying your sleep cycle and stealing energy from tomorrow. Ritual, light stretching, journaling, reading something light or inspirational, a warm shower, calming music, signals to the body. We're shifting and be consistent. Your body loves rhythm. Going to bed and waking up at the same time every day on weekends sets your circadian rhythm like clockwork. That rhythm is your internal GPS for energy. When it's sensed, your hormones fire right, your brains repair, your mood stabilizes, your focus sharpens. Next, look at your sleep environment. Is your room dark, cool, quiet, comfortable? Because your environment, because your onus signals melatonin. Cooler temperatures mimic nature's nighttime setting. Silence or white noise keeps your room looks like a second office with cables, laptops, and blinking lights everywhere. Your brain won't shut off. Clean it up. Make it a temple. Oh, even if you drink it at 4 p.m., it can stay in your system and reduce deep sleep. Same with alcohol. It might make you sleepy, but it destroys sleep quality. You'll toss and turn sweat and miss out on the vital REM and D's brain and body. Here's a powerful reframing. Every hour you sleep is an investment in the power clarity. Maybe in presence you bring to the next day. It's preparation. It's priming your brain to dominate. And don't tell yourself, I'm just not a good sleeper. That's it. And labels limit energy. You train your body for sleep just like you train for strength. And just like you train for discipline, it takes repetition and commitment. So tonight, not next week, not when life slows down. Tonight, make the D-spec your rest, because the truth is, sleep isn't about being lazy or slowing down. Sleep is how warriors recharge for their edge. It's how leaders stay sharp. It's how humans unlock their fullest potential. When you optimize your sleep like a pro athlete, you're just getting more rest. You're unlocking a superhuman edge, one night at a time.